Welcome to Assassin's Creed Origins. Although this is a fairly old game, a few years old, I just wanted to visit it because I've never finished it all the way through. And I wanted to put a little twist into it. I want to do a little true crime commentary along the way. You'll see that I have a bunch of saves, but none of them are actually a full game. So, let's see. I never made it too far. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 4 minutes. Okay, 4 seconds. Guess we're gonna start on this one. But I just want to start by saying that I will pause my commentary whenever there are cutscenes, so that for those of you who are new to this game can really appreciate how well this game has been put together and their storyline and everything like that. And also, let's just appreciate the art. Again, this is a few years old and it still looks great. So I just wanted to say I will give the developers that time so that we can actually experience their game. And also, the crime I'm going to be talking about is going to be, if you guys are familiar with true crime, you'd know what this one is, the tragedy at Camp Scott. If you're not new to this, get ready, because this is a very, very deep case. But without further ado, we're gonna get started.
You are the Magi from Siwa. I thought Magi was supposed to protect the Pharaoh. I am Magi to no Pharaoh. You see this? I can read my own name, Nat!
Okay. So, oh, shift. Okay, cool. So what we're going to talk about is Camp Scott, and we're just going to talk about a brief history of Camp Scott. So in August of 1928, it was actually previously known as Camp Madelco. It's known as Camp Madelco, and it was located in Locust Grove, Oklahoma. Ouch. And Locust Grove, Oklahoma is about a 2-hour drive outside of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it's set. Oh gosh. It's set upon 400 acres of densely wooded area. If you guys have ever been to the Ozarks or ever watched the show The Ozarks, or is it Ozark? Those woods are a good representation of what kind of woods this camp was a part of. And just to describe it, it's very thick and a lot of undergrowth. And it was very hard to see through. So
This awaits you.
this awaits you. So waiting and oh, okay.
The scarabs must be coming from somewhere.
No loot, no loot. And I'm gonna try and give you guys a visual representation of how thick those woods are. But right now, we're in a pyramid or a tomb, so there's no woods here. But it was located in those woods, and it started off as just a 2-week camp, starting on August 11th. And to give you some brief history on Locust Grove, which is the city or town that it's located near, because it's obviously not in the middle of town. It is a Civil War town, like a lot of towns west of Kansas. There's a lot of Civil War happening, but July 3rd, 1862, 100 killed, 100 people were killed in that skirmishes around Locust Grove. In June 1952, I know this is after the camp was founded, but
This must have been built centuries upon centuries ago.
June 1952, oh, look at that.
Give me, Great Amun.
The local attorney
I
general
have need of this.
was assassinated, so it's already got some history. And in recent years, in 2008, there was actually an E. coli breakout in the town, so it hasn't had it easy, to say. But the camp at this point was owned by the Tulsa Scouts up until it closed down in 1977. So it was owned by the Scouts. So this is a Scout summer camp, more
The riches of the ancients.
specifically Girl Scouts. So their summers are just Girl Scouts. And by 1957, so Oh no, pick it up, pick it up. By 1957, they had, I believe, 5,600. Yep, 1957, they had 4,600 campers attend. So it went from a small 2-week camp in 1928 to 29 years later to being 4,600 kids. So that's a lot, and that just shows you how. Oh my gosh, that just shows you how this society and the community around them trusts this camp. All right, moving on. So this area used to hold some huge events. One of the most prominent was probably the Ranch Festival. I honestly have never heard of it, but if you're from around the area at that time, that was a huge festival. Couldn't really get a lot of information on it. It may have been under a different name, but it was held, that area was used for a lot of important events and festivals and stuff. So, okay, ooh. Let's get out of here first. Why is it so dark? How do you run? Oh, that's okay. Any more loot? No more loot. Yeah. So, if you guys have never been a part of summer camp before, what is that? How did I miss that? Other way. If you guys have never been a part of summer camp before, it is truly, oh come on, an experience. I used to work summer camps in the last few years, and it is honestly a very rewarding job, but at the same time it's very stressful. And it's really hard to get people to work because you don't get paid a lot, because a lot of camps have very low overhead, or high overhead, because they have to feed everybody and stuff like that, and upkeep. But it is rewarding. If you have nothing better to do in the summers, I would suggest doing that. But if that's not your thing, that's all good. But to understand summer camp more, you need to know that there is a lot going on behind the scenes, and you would just think summer camp just starts whenever summer starts. No, but there's a lot of preparation going into it. So there's a lot of weekend work, and a lot of the times they use and are supported by those people who used to be campers or volunteers. So in the spring of 1977, in April, they had a weekend where they had former campers who are now ready to be the counselors come and help.
Ha! Up there.
Oh.
Light.
I don't want to drop my torch. And help prepare for the summer, which means getting everything out of storage, and then possibly cleaning a lot of common areas, cleaning the cabins and stuff.
This wall.
Can I use? Can I? No. Do this. Heck yeah. 2 shots. So in the spring of 1977, April,
Soldiers.
April, right before summer started. There we go.
Get him! Die! Epsifa! Watch out!
Fire! Is that you? It is an ambush!
You are telling me?
There's the Medjay. Kill him. Kill his friend and take
Got
out
him.
the Medjay.
You are supposed to be dead.
And you will be. We'll make sure of that.
So it was this spring day. April's 1977. On the spring day,
I see you have made new friends.
They were setting up an ambush. It's a good thing I came to welcome you, huh? Ah! It's been months. Look at that beard, huh?
It's been nearly a year, my friend.
Feels good to get out and fight. I am out of practice. In Siwa, everyone defers to the soldiers on pain of death, or worse.
I've killed one of the masked ones. The Heron.
4 more. Come. It has been a long road. You need rest?
No. No rest. Not until all the masked one's guts lie baking in the sand.
God, I have missed you. Where is your mouth?
okay. So 1977
There you are,
April.
boy.
Come
Let us
on.
go, Senny.
How have you been holding up since I left?
April
It has been
1977.
difficult, Bayek. Without you, the villagers look to me to keep order.
So what they called
The
it was a
soldiers
cadet
set up the
weekend. So they had
garrison, and they rule over all.
Let's rule over all. They had the former campers come, and since they're scouts, they have different roles, obviously. So this was the cadet weekend, and they were just cleaning up, getting ready for the summer. When one of our main people, come on, man. Main people comes in. Her name is Michelle Hoff, and she's 15 years old, so she's very young. And this would be her first year as a
Garrison in Siwa.
Ptolemy wants the entire region
as a
kept
camp
under
counselor.
I do my best to keep the villagers out of trouble. I could use your help.
I'll do what I can.
Okay.
But do not forget, I have my own justice to pursue.
I knew I could count on you, Sammy.
What happened here?
The garrison soldiers are brutal. If they suspect a villager is lying to them, they burn his neighborhood. And worse.
It's rough.
Welcome home, Bayek. Siwa has missed you.
See what. So they were cleaning up, and it also gives them an opportunity to hang out before the summer starts. Because when summer starts, it gets real hectic.
All you have, your farms, your goods, your
So-
Villagers are drained of life.
No one in the Wahats could make a move without being questioned, threatened, taxed, or beaten.
Oh gosh.
We all have learned to obey and keep our heads
Are you
down.
okay, buddy?
You see how it is.
Oh, so, anyways, I just ran that guy over. It does require a lot, but it also helps get to know your other workmates. But one day, Michelle Hoff came back to her tent to find it ransacked. All their stuff. She wasn't staying in the tent by
Let's not
herself.
attract attention.
Oh, yeah,
Are you
we're
going to
on
go to your
camels.
house?
Nothing there for me.
Found
Tell me about
her
the
tent
ibis.
ransacked.
Medunamun.
Oh, excuse me.
Here.
He is the plague on the oasis. As you can see, the soldiers have become more brutal since he arrived.
So all their belongings were taken out of their suitcases.
Before they got drunk and fought with the villagers. Now that Medunamun is here, they are disciplined and vicious.
All the more reason.
Home. Leave your mount. He will not stray far. Go ahead on in.
And there was paper strewn everywhere from her notebook that was in one of her bags. So it was a total mess in their tent. But whenever they did get all the papers gathered, a bunch of them had the word "kill" on them, which is disturbing enough. But there was one specific one that had a note written on it, and the note read, "We're on a mission to kill 3 girls," which, in a place, in a camp where it's mainly girls, that is very, very ominous. So Michelle did the right thing, and she took it to the camp director, who, in her part, took it seriously. And the camp director did some sleuthing.
Rest, my friend. It has been a difficult day.
I have no interest in rest. I must prepare for this man.
Hepzibah! Hepzibah! Once again, the soldiers! Hayek!
Rabia! My Rabia!
I am worried about you.
Ah, you know me, eh? You should be worried. Ah,
Look at you. Cuts? Contusions?
I'm fine.
Sit. 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 I'll take care of it.
You haven't changed.
And I've always patched you two up. Made excuses to your parents. Times have changed. But you, I can count on.
Slumbering Osiris. I thought you would never wake up.
Ah, Rabia patched me up and
I let you sleep. You need to be alert to tangle with Medunamun. In fact, my friend,
A new bow?
see if you like it. Best bow to hit is right in the head.
Okay, so we were Michelle did bring it to the camp director, and she took it
One
seriously.
of the dummies is sturdier than the other.
And she did some sleuthing. And sleuthing, for those of you who don't know,
In the rock over there.
is digging up information.
Good.
Hepzibah!
What is it?
Soldiers are coming for you!
Go. Come, quickly.
Make certain no one gets out of the house alive.
Like,
Hepzibah! We're just here to talk. Nomarch Rudjek's been killed. Your friend, the Medjay, may have been involved. Come out, if you wish to clear his name. Prepare an ambush.
Neck! They will find my letters and burn down my place. I will be executed.
Don't worry. I will take care of this.
Watch out!
What's that? Who's there?
okay, so sleuthing, and
He is getting too close.
she
Hey, hold on!
found a few girls who admitted to doing it, which
The rest of them.
honestly is a cruel prank. And the girl said they were just doing a prank. This was 1977, so it's a prank, bro. It has been around for a while.
Hepzibah? There's nothing to fear.
And basically after that, it was just brushed under the rug as just a harmless prank, which would come to bite them in the butt later on.
Usually right about these things.
Okay. So that weekend finished up with not nothing else, nothing much going on. And there's gonna be a few more details that happen in the spring that I'm gonna cover later on, because as of now, I feel it would give away too much. Before summer starts, I'm going to talk about how the camp was run. So, let me finish this real quick because I'm going to be able to use some of these buildings.
What?
Come on.
Got your back. Easy feeling.
Hey, what?
There we go. Ooh. Okay. How many more? Yeah, just a few questions. Come on over. I have a few questions for you. I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. It's past due. I get a good angle on him? No, I can't. Okay. Is that it? That's it. Cool. Let's talk to him real quick.
But the real problem is that man you want to kill, Majunimon. The people were hopeful when he first arrived. Surely things would improve. We soon learned the truth, actually.
I fear for the safety of your family, priest. I will move them to a more secure area.
That is the man you're up against.
I will find him and kill him.
Majunimon is a lot more powerful than he looks, and he is surrounded by the finest soldiers.
I do not care.
You'll be killed. You need to get tougher if you want to murder that spindly shit. For sure, you'll need better armor.
I can make that myself.
Weapons are more difficult. The soldiers took everything in the village.
I will talk to the blacksmith.
Yes, Benipe can certainly make something for you. Or Senu can help you find what you need.
Senu? Senu is alive.
Look who is coming.
Senu, old girl. In fine form.
Rabia has nursed her to health.
I must thank her.
The people are desperate for your help, Bayek. They'll help you if you help them.
I understand.
Alrighty. I think I wanted to do that one. Quests.
need to hunt for leather.
Yeah, I do. Let's accept some more
There are some
quests.
requests on my table if you want to help.
The freshwater spring in the Amanai cave. I know that cave.
Okay,
Let's
so
look into it. Terrible. Not like him to give up.
there. So, Camp Scott, the way it was ran, like I said, it was a summer camp for Girl Scouts. And what they did was, at the beginning of each session, so by this point it has really grown. Like I said, in 1957 they had 4,600 kids for the summer, and that's a lot of kids. Because that is just ridiculous. So what they would do is they would have all the scouts and the cadets and like the counselors meet up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they would get bused to Locust Grove. Some parents declined to do that and just drove their kids straight there because they wanted to spend as much time with their kids as possible before they were going to go off for a week. So the sessions are a week. The girls are separated into groups that are around their age, so there's some that are like the same age, some that are younger, but like they would be in the same groups. There wouldn't be like a huge difference, so you wouldn't have a 13-year-old with an 8-year-old. No, that would be too big of a difference. But they were kept with similar age groups. Oh, Zenu. Oh, okay. That makes sense. And they would be separated into their own age groups, and then by then they would be separated also by by tent. And I'll find a good representation of how big these tents were, because you can look up a Google image of Camp Scott tents, and it will actually show you how large and these tents were. And in each tent there was a cot, one for each child, and the cots are about the size of a small full-size bed. If you didn't have to do anything.
This will be enough. Thanks to Neith, goddess of hunting.
Okay. Did they just spawn in? They just popped in. Wow. Thank you, Neith. Of course I'm going to be needing this. Cool. And these girls would do activities with their cabin and group mates. Not cabin. I keep saying cabin. Group mates, because yep, there.
This will work perfectly.
Dying. Oh my god. Savage. There he is. I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. Okay. So, to give you an idea of how thick these woods are, it's not a good representation over here, but if you could imagine looking through like this is all you would see after about 10 or 15 feet, because there's a lot of undergrowth. So this is very bad example because it's a desert. If you guys have ever played Assassin's Creed 3, the Revolutionary War one, that would be a better representation, but the forests in there are thick and already grown. Oh, right here. Perfect spot. Alright, so I mentioned that because each tent...
Solid breastplate. That we have.
Excuse me.
Ah, Bayek. Making progress?
No, I'm not. Get off. Okay, so each tent is about the size of this awning, but it obviously had 4 walls, and it was like it came to a point at the top, and just imagine this in the front had an opening like your traditional tent, and it was made of canvas, and it was built and set up on a platform, a raised platform, so they're not sleeping on the ground. And obviously they had, I believe, 4 or 5 cots in each so that they could fit that many campers inside, and this would fit 4 or 5 cots. And they're not going to be there for more than a week, so they don't really have a lot of belongings. So you really don't need a lot of room for that. But this is how big each tent was. So imagine that size, but there was 7 in a U shape, right? 7 in a U shape around a small building like this. And the small building would be the bathroom, so that they could shower and go to the bathroom. But the problem was, so there was 7 of them, and if you could imagine, the opening of the bathroom is there, 1 through 7, so 1 would be straight out this way by about between, I think, probably about this far, 25 to 30 yards. Jeez, climb up. So it would be about this far, but it had dense forest between it, so they couldn't even see that building. And each one of those size buildings, or tents, would be spaced out like here, and the next one would be another 50 yards, so they're spaced out about 50 yards apiece, so they couldn't even see each other's tents. And the biggest problem was, and we're about to get into it, because we're going to talk about one tent in particular, which was Tent 7. That's where the victims were. And Tent 7, if you could imagine, was right over here, or on top, over here, and that's pretty far. So the problem was, in each tent, it was only campers, and the counselors for those campers would be in a tent by themselves. And in this particular case, that tent was tent number 1, which tent number 1 was way over here. So if you could imagine, tent 7, and you can't even, and this is a desert, and you can't even see. Oh, that's cool. Tent 7 would be way over there, and tent 1 would be right here. And they could not see each other, right? So that was problem number 1. But at this point, the camp has been around for almost 50 years. 1977, so that was about 48 years. So they've never had this a problem like this before. But that really came into issue because in the middle of the night you can't hear or see at least one tent, and the only reason we could see that is because we're raised up. So I'm already pointing I'm already pointing that big problem out. And just imagine you had 5 other tents this way full of little girls. So, since we're here, and this is theoretically tent 7, this is a very bad, probably should not have picked a burnt down building for it. We're going to talk about the inhabitants of tent 7. So we're going to talk about the first one, Doris Denise Milner. She preferred to go by Denise, so we're going to call her Denise. She was 10 years old, the only African American in the group, so not in the whole camp, but like in the group. So yep. Let's find it. Okay. Okay, cool. Back that way. And she was very nervous to go. She was reluctant to go. She even told her mom she didn't want to go the day of. And she really showed that, because this would be her first time going to camp. And if you were one of those children, I know some people were not very homesick children, but she was one of those kids that would really miss home, and she was very reluctant to go. And it really being die. Okay, so she was very reluctant to go, and so much so that her mom, oh no, her mom even let her and talk to the counselors and say, hey, if she's like this by the next morning,
What's the meaning of this?
I don't know, what is the meaning of this? Okay.
Do not let them see you.
I won't. And then, so the counselors agreed, saying, hey, if she doesn't feel better by the next morning, we're gonna let her call home and talk to you and see, and like, let her experience just one night. Maybe she could make new friends that would change her mind about it.
Quickly, go.
Go.
It is Teramun. Dear Amun. He has died from his wounds. His family will want to bury him properly.
How do I? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna kill this guy. Come on. So, one of her counselors was Michelle Hoff. And Michelle Hoff, just to show you what kind of character, like, and what kind of person she was, she sat next to Denise on the bus and held her hand so that she would feel better, and she would feel like she had a friend already before even starting camp. So that, if that doesn't tell you what kind of person she was, I don't know what else could, because she would, again, this was her first year, and she's 15 years old, so you can't. Ooh.
Hey!
Oh god. Oh! You brought a bow to. Hey now.
To me, brothers!
He's dead. Give me arrows, bro. Oh. Jesus. Okay. I don't want to carry him. I want to carry him. Oh. I'm out of arrows. Alright, so moving on. The next inhabitant of Tent 7 was Lori Lee Farmer. She was from Tulsa, also 8 years old. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention about Denise. She's also from Tulsa, and her dad was a Tulsa police officer for Tulsa PD. So that just shows you how much the community trusted this camp, that even the Tulsa Police Department, or a worker for the Tulsa Police Department. Come on, I know. Would send their child there. So it's not that they've had a history of this. This is just they've been well known for so long. Oh god. Okay. Where was I? So next we have Lori Lee Farmer, who's also from Tulsa, and she's 8 years old. This was her first year at camp, but she was the exact opposite. She was excited to go. Actually, for her 9th birthday, she requested to go to summer camp. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, come on over. And she requested to come to summer camp for her birthday. So, polar opposite of Denise. So her parents actually says, she's a very smart individual. By the age of 2, she had finished a 100-piece puzzle by herself. 100-piece puzzle at 2 years old. I couldn't even do a 2-piece puzzle at that age. I probably wouldn't have been able to try that. And at 16 months old, so a year and 4 months, her dad says she recited the whole Pledge of Allegiance word for word without any mistakes. So that's very smart. And just to give you a perspective, she skipped 2nd grade because she scored a 130 on an IQ test. And if you're not familiar with the numbers, here are some averages. So for ages 24 to 34, average IQ is about 97, so not even triple digits. So and being a person within that age range, that checks out. And for 34 to, let's see, 34 to 44, or 35 to 44, the average IQ is 101. And then 54 and up, the average IQ is around 114. Oh no, 45 to 54 is 106, and then 55 and up is 114. So
I bring sad news. Where is Issa?
She lies here, with her son and daughter.
The entire family.
Sadly, I see Terra Moon also paid the price for his recklessness. I warned him that his rebelliousness would bring torment and suffering.
But what happened?
They saw the soldiers coming and hid in the cellar. But the soldiers burnt the house to the ground to teach everyone a lesson.
I'm sorry.
Put the body down there. They will journey to the door together.
So
Many deaths in the Wahat. We cannot give them a proper burial.
It is not your rebelliousness that got you killed, Seni. It is Ptolemy's sick regime. He is a bad father.
Come on. So that, if that doesn't tell you how smart she is, I don't know what will. Whenever she was smarter than a lot of people 10, 20, 30 years older than she is. Come on, shield. Recover. Oh, perfect. There you go. Where's the next one? Come on. Where's he at? Oh, jeez. I thought I wasn't out of arrows. So she was very smart. And she was also.
It is not your rebelliousness that got you killed, Seni. It is Ptolemy's sick regime.
The eldest of 5 kids. So, at 8 years old, she was the eldest of 5 kids. So, she also had to be the big sister for everybody. And honestly, she was. And where did she get those brains of hers? She actually got it from her parents. So her mom's name was Sherry Farmer. And she described Lori as smart, strong, and loving. And her dad, her father, let's see. No, plus. Okay. Her father was Dr. Charles Bow Farmer. So if you, her dad was a doctor, I mean, I'm not saying that you have to come from doctors to be smart, but genetics also has a thing to do with your abilities, and it helps that her dad was a doctor. So moving on to our third and final occupant, Miss Michelle Guse, I believe, from Broken Arrow, Arkansas. She is age 10 also, and this was not her first time going to camp. She's actually also excited because this was she's been here before. Couldn't really find a lot about her. Oh,
Lazy peasants.
I can't go that way.
Make yourselves useful.
The only few bits of information I could find was that her father, I couldn't even find his name. Oh my gosh, why am I going so far over there? And he was in the army. Other than that, her mom said that before she left for camp, she made everybody in her family promise that they would take care of her plants. And honestly, that is relatable. Because you don't want your plants to die, especially whenever you're gone.
any excuse.
Who said that? Okay. Don't be rude like that. Yeah, and it doesn't that doesn't tell you what kind of person she. Oh god. No. You don't have to point it out like that. Rip Mitch to shreds. Okay. Go ahead. Ooh, you missed. Where's he at? Oh. Where?
Starting a blaze.
No, you're not. Where's everybody else? Okay. Whew. Okay, so we talked about Michelle Hughes. Again, not a lot of information on her. But so they all got on the bus to go to camp in Locust Grove, and then that's where in Locust Grove at Camp Scott, that's where they got separated into their groups. They actually had a fourth person, but she actually got moved to a different.
Follow me.
Oh.
Go out, damn you.
How do I make this go out? Oh, that was scary.
There you are.
Oh gosh. So they actually met there, and they were separated out. And then, jeez. Denise was still nervous, but then whenever she got to meet her campmates, she actually started to feel better about it. Come on, give me my arrows, okay. Okay, I found it. Did I kill it? I don't know what happened. Give me my arrows back. Oh, jeez. More arrows. What's in here? What are they guarding? So they ended up having to cancel all the activities that night, mainly because of a big storm. So a big storm rolled in. So what they ended up doing is going to the communal dining hall, and they were just playing board games and like cards and stuff. So that really gave all the counselors and campers to get to know each other better. Oh, level 3. Okay. Setting a trap. Awesome. So they got to know each other, and that's when Denise started feeling better about camp. But she was still homesick, obviously, as one would be. But getting to know your peers really helped. Her peers really helped with that. Let's check out the other side. Or below. No? Entrances. Oh, loot. Loot. And then, but before bedtime, before lights out, I mean, the storm did let up, and they got to go back to their tents and actually hang out for a little bit before going to bed. And that's where I will leave this story off, because I feel like that's a good stopping point, because we're about to get into the juicy stuff. So if you guys enjoyed that, please, if for any suggestions, leave a comment. If you liked it, obviously, please like it. I'm not really big on trying to promote anything, because I just want to do this for fun. So if you want to subscribe, go ahead, but you don't have to, because again, I like playing games and I like true crime, and this gives me that opportunity to show everybody else. Hello. Show everybody else. How do I get up there? Okay, that's how. Show everybody else those two things. But I'm gonna hide right here. I gotta find a save point, I guess. Oh, no, I don't. I can just save, right? No, how do you save? Oh, okay, there. It's safe. Cool. Yeah, and hopefully I'll see you later.